Hey guys, welcome back to the land of books and movies. This week I've got five more bookless movies to dig into, and this list won't be as cheery as the first one. Some of these movies just missed the mark altogether or were just cheap ripoffs of other movies, and some are good. So let's get right into it. Starting with Case 39, where a crusading social worker saves a little girl from being roasted, even goes above and beyond the call of duty and adopts her, only to find out that she's a demon after people around her start dying in freak accidents. So now she has to kill her, if she can. The most annoying thing about this movie is that most of the dialogue is whispered. So if you want to know what's going on, you're either putting on the captions or you're cranking up the volume so the dialogue is audible, but everything else is deafening. And speaking of movies where the dialogue is all whispers, we have Flightplan, that takes place almost entirely on a passenger jet. So, yeah, they're all whispering about a passenger's daughter who has been separated from her on the flight, and then she's been erased from the passenger manifest. And now they're saying she's long dead and that the protagonist has lost her mind. All as a coup to undermine her because they're terrorists. And she finds her daughter in the checked baggage compartment. Would have been a lot easier to follow and understand what was going on if I could hear it. But it's of no consequence, because that plot twist is a cheap ripoff of The Forgotten. This is an interesting one that I've seen two different edits of, where a woman undergoing grief counseling after losing her only son in a plane crash slowly starts noticing mementos of her son being deleted. She at first blames her husband, who doesn't seem to be grieving very much at all. Then her husband and her head shrinker stage an intervention and tell her she never had a son. And in one edit, it was a government experiment, in the other, it was an alien experiment to see if she could return to her life and who she was before she ever had a child. And as she keeps getting closer to the truth, anyone near her gets suddenly whooshed up in an air vacuum into the sky, and after she uncovers it, she is transported back to the life she never really lost with her son. It's pretty unique and amazing. Now, what do you get when you cross AI with child's play and an hour and a half you won't be getting back? You get Mayan, a cheap rip-off combo of about an evil AI prototype doll who is artificially bonded with a newly minted orphan, so her career-centric aunt doesn't have her life upended too much. And this bond with this vulnerable little girl gives this AI robot doll a serious mean streak and a killer instinct for anyone who isn't nice, which is pretty much everyone. Here's another movie where there were so many unlikable characters that I found myself rooting for the villainous doll, who, like in Child's Play, looks a little rough near the end. Now, let's relax from these stark, serious, and scary movies and revisit a most bodacious gem from the 80s. It's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, the fun and silly time travel popcorn flick about two knuckleheads whose passing grade in world history holds the future of the world in the balance. If you're not willing to suspend your notion of disbelief and simple logic and just enjoy this for the goofy masterpiece that it is, you'll tie yourself in knots over how the present could have been affected by briefly transplanting all these historical figures to the 80s and letting them have a little fun. And you need to eat a box of this. So stop being boring. Anyway, this movie also has two most triumphant sequels. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, I wasn't crazy about when I saw it all those years ago, and was a little creeped out by the Grim Reaper, but I may change my tune if I revisit it. There's also Bill and Ted Face the Music, which I totally enjoyed and recommend giving a watch. That's all for today's list of bookless movies. Please don't forget to help me grow this channel with your comments, likes, shares, and subscribes. Check out my sponsor in the description. And as always, I thank you for watching and we'll see you next book and movie.